Should we have 3 meals a day? What about snacks? Are snacks no longer needed?
So when I first started keto, I absolutely did 3 meals a day because prior to that, I had been taught that you're supposed to eat every 2 to 3 hours. So I would just spend my whole day grazing. I mean, does that sound familiar?
Yeah, that's what they tell you to build muscle, right? You got to eat 2 to 3 hours. You got to eat.
You never eat. Right. So as I was in ketosis, right, as I adjusted and I was learning more and more, because I think it's natural to want to learn more about what's happening because you're noticing things change in your body and we get curious about what's going on. So of course, and being a health coach, I was naturally just curious. So I started doing research and learning that that's actually incorrect. We shouldn't be eating that often. And so then I learned about intermittent fasting or time restricted eating. And so then I started with 12 hours. So that was actually really powerful for me because I would stop eating by 7 p.m. And I wouldn't eat again until 7 a.m. And I was like, oh, well, this is easy. So I'm up at 5. So this is easy. So I'm just going to extend it. And so then I would bump it to 14 hours. And before I knew it, I was going 16 or 18. So then should you still eat 3 meals? Should you shove them in there in that time period? No. Most days I'll eat 2 meals. If I'm developing a recipe, there might be a snack in there when I'm taste testing or something like that. But, you know, we used to go on car trips. And you remember what I would do for car trips?
Oh, you'd pack everything.
We would pack so many snacks because this guy would get hangry, you know, and he's the guy who wants to drive, you know, and I don't do that anymore. We'll take I'll throw your bag of macadamia nuts or something in there. You know, we'll take one thing really as an emergency, you know, snack if whatever happens and he feels like he needs to eat. But generally, snacks are really not required, which we really love.
Yeah. I mean, it's just easier not to eat.
It's easier, and it's not, in the beginning, you don't have to worry about, like, where we are today. When you're just starting out, start where you are. If you were like me and him and eating every 2 to 3 hours because that's what you thought you were supposed to do, then just go to 3 meals because that's going to be an adjustment for you. Once you're like, oh, okay, I want to try the next thing, that's when you add in the next thing and you do 12-hour fasting is a great way to start. And if you're not hungry after 12 hours, extend it. You know, it's amazing. I was the type of person who would say, if I don't eat breakfast within 30 minutes of waking, like, I can't even make it through the day. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like, I knew exactly what I was going to have for breakfast when I went to bed because on carbs, that's what my body was like.